Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the biggest questions people have when moving to or living in Canada. How much does food really cost for one person? Is it just $200 a month? $300? Or is that number way off? Let's break it all down in real terms, without any fluff. So first things first, when we talk about the cost of food, we're really talking about two things: groceries and eating out. And your monthly expense will depend a lot on your lifestyle, city, diet, and how often you eat out. Let's start with groceries. If you're someone who mostly cooks at home, buys basic ingredients, and avoids processed or imported items, then yes, it is technically possible to spend around $200 to $250 per month. That would include essentials like rice, lentils, eggs, milk, vegetables, chicken, bread, and maybe a few snacks here and there. But let's be honest, that's the budget version, and it takes discipline. You'll probably be meal prepping, cooking from scratch, and shopping smart, like looking for sales or buying in bulk. But for most people, especially new immigrants or students who are still adjusting to the Canadian lifestyle, the reality is a bit different. Groceries for one person usually end up being closer to $300 to $400 per month. Why? Well, prices in Canada have gone up. Even basic items like milk or eggs can feel expensive compared to what many are used to in other countries. Plus, if you buy brand name products, organic foods, or pre-made meals, the cost can go up fast. And then there's eating out. Let's say you grab a coffee once in a while, or a quick lunch on campus or at work. Even just a simple fast food combo can cost you $12 to $15. If you eat out a few times a week, you can easily spend another $150 to $300 per month just on restaurants or takeout. That's where a lot of people go over their budget without realizing it. One dinner out at a mid-range restaurant can easily cost $25 to $40 per person, even more in cities like Toronto or Vancouver. Let's do a quick example. Imagine you spend $300 a month on groceries. That's already the average. Now add in eating out twice a week, say $20 each time. That's about $160 extra. Now you're already at $460. And we haven't even added snacks, coffee runs, or the occasional Uber Eats order on a lazy Sunday. So yeah, for most people, the real number isn't $200. It's often between $350 and $600 per month depending on your habits. Now let's talk about city differences. If you live in a major city like Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal, food costs are higher. In smaller towns, you might find groceries slightly cheaper, but the variety may be limited. Also, in remote areas or northern parts of Canada, prices can be shockingly high, sometimes double what you'd pay in the south. Another thing to keep in mind is that cultural preferences matter too. If you're used to eating South Asian, Middle Eastern, or African food, you may need to shop at specialty stores, which can sometimes be more expensive. Imported spices, halal or kosher meat, and certain ethnic items can raise your grocery bill. So it's important to factor that in. Now, how can you save money on food in Canada? A few tips. First, cook at home as much as possible. It sounds simple, but it's the most effective way to control your food costs. Second, shop at budget-friendly stores like No Frills, Walmart, or Costco if you can buy in bulk. Third, keep an eye on flyers and apps like Flip that help you find discounts. And finally, avoid impulse buying. Those little snacks and extras can quietly add up over the month. Another option some people use is meal planning. Knowing what you're going to cook for the week helps you avoid waste, saves time, and keeps you from ordering expensive takeout just because you're tired or uninspired. And for students or newcomers on tight budgets, don't be afraid to look for community food programs, farmers markets, or food banks if needed. Canada does have support systems, and there's no shame in using them if you need a little help. So to sum it all up, can you live on $200 per month for food in Canada? Technically, yes, if you're extremely careful and cook every meal at home. But realistically, for most people, the number falls somewhere between $350 and $600, depending on where you live, how you shop, and how often you eat out. At the end of the day, food is a necessary expense, but it's also one you can manage with the right habits. Track your spending for a month, adjust where needed, and you'll be surprised how much you can save without sacrificing quality. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments how much do you spend on food each month in Canada. I'd love to hear your experience. Until next time, take care and stay smart with your money.